So good evening, everybody. We got that handled, and now we get to start on our time together. Welcome. Thank you for coming tonight to our 7 steps for releasing the year. We are on our 7th week, our 7th step, which is the step of completion. And we will talk just a little bit about completion. There's not really much to talk about at this point, right? Except that by the time we get to the 7th step of completion, we want to feel like we've done our part of releasing the year, where we feel, we don't have to be perfect about it, but that we feel like, okay, a lot has happened this year. I like what has happened so far. The things that I like about it and the things that were difficult, I've looked at, I've worked with my feelings on. Around those experiences that were difficult, those people, places, things, or situations that were difficult, and I am fine with what is happening now. I'm fine moving forward. I'm sorry, I've got all these things popping up on my computer. I don't know what is going on because that hasn't happened all day as I've been working. So go figure. But so we have a couple more weeks until the end of the year, not quite 2 weeks until the end of the year. So I do encourage you, even though this is our last meditation together for the year and for releasing the year, I invite you to continue your processing, continue your journaling. You may have family gatherings, you may have friend gatherings that bring other people, places, things, situations up for you that need more processing before December 31st. So keep the process open, and then you can come back. This meditation will be on my YouTube channel, so you can always come back to it and listen to it on December 31st or January 1st to finish your process. Jane Elizabeth Hart, who created the 7-step process, her original 7-step process was called 7 Steps for Successful Life Transitions, but she also created this particular process for releasing the year. And she has meditations for the end of the year also. She has, many meditations on her website, Center for Enlightenment, and her YouTube channel, which is also Center for Enlightenment, CF Enlightenment, I think is the username, that you can listen to also. And her meditations are powerful. I encourage you to, just try something different and let her voice and her energy carry you during your process also. So it's good backup for what we're doing. So, or I'm backup for what she's doing. I'm not sure. I think that's probably the way it goes. But so we've covered our gratitude step, the things that we're grateful for from 2021, and perhaps a difficulty became something that we were grateful for because we were able to work through it and grow from it. And so the thing we thought was most difficult, I had one of those this year, at least one, a couple of them actually, that were most difficult. Not that I didn't have other little difficulties, but the things that were most difficult, I was able to work with and struggle with and wrestle with, and that I did, and really at times had to force myself to really say, I've got to get beyond the pain that part of me wants to hold on to around this, the anger or the hurt or the sadness or the fear, and to push beyond that. And I was able to do it. So those experiences are on both my disappointments and difficulty step, but also on my gratitude step too, because they were powerful experiences I had to grow through, and I did with lots of support around me. But I did the work. Nobody could do the work for me, right? Just like for each one of us, nobody can do the work for us. We have to do that work. But man, it's nice to have that support when we do it. And so those experiences turned into many areas of gratitude on my gratitude steps. And we covered the good time steps. And I'm sure you had many good times this year. And sometimes those are easy to forget. Rick Hanson, who wrote the book Buddha's Brain, The Science of Happiness, talks about our human negativity bias, where our brain, body, nervous system is set up to protect us, right? To protect us from things that hurt. And that includes emotional things. So whether it's physical or emotional or mental, our mind body system wants to protect us from experiences that are painful. And he calls that the negativity bias. And so what happens in our brain body system is that that good experiences, and I'm paraphrasing Rick Hansen here, good experiences slide off of us like Teflon, and difficult experiences cling to us like Velcro. And so what he says, how to counterbalance that negativity bias, is to really focus on those good times that we have, focus on the things that we're grateful for. So when we have something happening, and we can take this into our new year, when we have something happening in our lives that is a happy experience in that moment, to really notice that and pay attention to it and hang out with it for a couple of minutes. Don't just go, oh my gosh, that was fun, let's go on to the next thing. Be with it and notice what that feels like in your body, and really let your mind body system consciously have the experience of that good happening. And that helps balance. Then when a difficulty comes up, your mind body system hasn't forgotten as quickly and easily the good time. When the negative, we call it negative, right? But it's really just a situation comes up that we don't want to have to go through. We don't want to have to deal with. Something hurts, physically, mentally, emotionally. We don't want to have to deal with that, but we have more positive storage going on the inside that it helps with that difficult situation. One of the many, many things that I love about this 7 steps process is that it helps us deal with not just the difficulties, but it includes the good times, and it gives us a more balanced perspective of a situation. Because if we think something was all bad, it's harder to let it go. It's harder to see the good that we got out of it. So we have these 2 steps in the 7-step process where we can say, no, it wasn't all bad. So then it kind of makes the difficult things that were difficult a little more palatable as we're doing our release work, releasing the energy, releasing the unprocessed whatever we have going on, so we're not taking it forward with us, whether it's into the new year, or I mentioned last week that this is really good practice for us this last 7 weeks to hang on to that 7-step process. And so when the next thing comes up in 2022, which it will, when the next thing comes up, we can say, okay, so here it is. here's one of the difficult things I'm going to have to deal with this year. But hey, I've got a tool I can work with. I've got this 7-step process that will help me work with my emotions around what's happening, help me to take a step back from it emotionally so that I can see, okay, what's the solution here? There is a solution here. What is it? What can I do differently? How can I hold this differently? And sometimes in difficult situations, especially where other people are concerned, there's nothing for us to do. We just ride it out. You know, if we confront, then it's more trouble than it's worth. Sometimes there's a time to stand up for ourselves, but we're not going to know that when our emotions are making our decisions for us. When we feel emotional about a situation, that's not a time to take action on anything. So the 7-step process can help us go, okay, what do I need to do for myself first to help regulate myself, to find out what's going on with me. Why is this pushing my buttons so much? Maybe it's obvious on the surface, but there's always something more to look at within ourselves, especially if our emotions don't seem to fit the situation. That is always, always, always a sign that there's more going on the inside than what we're feeling about the outer circumstance. And the 7 steps process helps to kind of pull up that information of like, what else is there for me to work on about this before I make a decision about it, before I take action on the situation. So we have a wonderful tool going into the new year. So yay us. Okay, so we will start our meditation time now and grab our basket of 2021 so that we can move forward and enjoy our new year and enjoy the rest of our holiday season. So I invite you to get comfortable in your chairs if you're not already. And just settle in. Take a couple of deep breaths through your belly, letting your belly fill with the air and releasing it. And a couple more if you need. Releasing the day, releasing forthcoming activities. And now picture your set of stairs that you've been using during this process. See them strong and sturdy, those 7 steps, with a beautiful glowing light at the top, shining forth down through each step. And that light supports you, that light supports this process. It helps to dissolve all that you've processed and to lift you. And notice that from where you're standing, as you look at that set of stairs, you can feel the warmth of that light surrounding you, calling you to this release meditation. And feel your basket in your arms, your basket filled with your people and experiences from 2021, all filling this basket. And feel the love that you're holding for 2021. Feel the joy, the laughter, and even notice that you have that step back from the tears and emotions of the difficult times. You can look at them differently now as you look into your basket. And we approach our set of stairs, feeling that light filling us, enlivening every cell of our bodies. And take the first step, the step of gratitude. And just feel that gratitude flow from your heart for all those triumphs and gifts that the year has brought to you. The people, the experiences, the situations that grew you. And we say thank you for our year. Thank you for how we've grown. Thank you for the new strength we walk into the new year with to help us grow our next steps. And release all those things that you're grateful for on this step as we open ourselves to new gratitude in the new year. Now take the next step, the step of good times. And maybe some of your gratitude moments are also on this step, and that's fine. It's important to be able to acknowledge our good times, not just focus on the difficulties. And that's why this step is its own step, different from gratitude. We have many good times from the year. So take a moment to recall some of the ones that stand out to you. Maybe it's a good time when you're doing something on your own, experiencing something on your own or with others. Just think of those that were exceptional this year. And we release all of these good times now, not the memories, not the joy that we gained from them, but just we release any attachment to them that would close us off from good times in the new year. We want to be wide open for those joyful new good times that await us around the corner. And we take the next step of hopes and dreams, of unfulfilled hopes and missed opportunities. I like to call this the step of expectations. We came into 2021 with many, many expectations of how the year was going to go and what we wanted from the year, from ourselves, from other people, from our work situations, our family situations, our relationship situations, from the world. Maybe some of those hopes and dreams came true, and maybe some did not. And we just acknowledge those unfulfilled hopes and dreams on this step. Maybe we ourselves did not fulfill something we wanted to this year. Just acknowledge that here, the feelings surrounding that unfulfilled hope or missed opportunity. And it's important to allow ourselves to have our feelings around that, our emotions, so that it doesn't remain unprocessed as we move into the new year, because we always have another opportunity to fulfill those worthy hopes and dreams, those worthy desires, the ones that are worthy of our integrity and potential. Maybe someone else let us down this year, or maybe a few someone else's let us down, and we just acknowledge that this year on this step. Just notice the emotions, let them just come up and out. This is the step to acknowledge our feelings and to release them here, so we're not carrying them into the new year. Maybe there's a situation that we wanted something from that didn't happen this year. I think most of us thought the pandemic would be far gone by now. And here we are. Maybe there's a work situation, a country situation, a community situation, whatever, that didn't bring the result that you were looking for. And this is a place that You just say, yeah, this didn't work out. Didn't work out the way I wanted. I see my emotions with compassion and understanding. And I release my hold on these unfulfilled hopes. Now, with a deep, slow breath, we release all of this on this step. All the emotions, all the content. And we open ourselves for those new goals and hopes and dreams and desires in the new year that are important. It's important to have hopes and dreams and goals and desires to keep us moving forward, to keep us learning about ourselves and our possibilities. We don't want to close ourselves off, but to let go of the ones that no longer serve us. And with another deep breath, we move to the next step. With our basket of 2021 in our arms, we step up to the disappointments and difficulty step. Maybe we released our emotions on the unfulfilled hopes and missed opportunity step, but this is our step to further acknowledge those disappointments and difficulties we went through in the new year or in 2021. Think of the most difficult thing you've had to move through in 2021. Maybe there are 2 or 3 or 10 of them. Just take this time to acknowledge those. Maybe there was a difficult person or people you had to forgive. Maybe it was some occurrence or situation that you had to manage. Just make note of those on this step and any emotions that go along with it. And we are here holding the space for each other as we acknowledge our emotions around the year. We hold the space together, we hold the light together as those emotions come up and out, dissolved in the energy of our mutual support and the light that shines upon us. And take a deep breath as you release these experiences and the emotions. And not the memories will be there. The growth will be there. The learning will be there. But we're letting go of the attachment to the pain. And take another deep breath. Feeling that light absorbing all the emotions that these steps bring up. And we take our next step of forgiveness. This next step of releasing any emotions that we're holding on to that no longer serve us. Anger at situations that are out of our control, that anger that doesn't help solve anything. Anger that's understandable because of situations. Anger at another person or other people. Anger at ourselves. And I invite you to think of the subject matter that's been hardest to forgive from 2021. Notice any emotion that goes along with that. Notice where it shows up in your body, that emotion. And forgiveness, real forgiveness, is about our own willingness to let go of the emotion around a situation, knowing that we will be taken care of, knowing that our anger only gets in our way, our hurt only shuts us down, and we are the only ones who can free ourselves from that. And that is true forgiveness. It is acceptance that something has happened that we didn't like very much, that we have emotions around, and those emotions are okay. We give them their voice, those emotions, through journaling, and then we say, okay, I've squeezed all the lessons out of this situation, and now I am consciously, actively willing to let this go. And in the new year, I will find new ways to be and express and live fully. I will not let this slow me down. And take a deep breath now and feel yourself letting go. Letting go of the emotion. Freeing yourself. Like taking off a heavy, heavy cloak. Just letting it blow away in the wind. Or maybe you can see it dissolving in the light that's shining down on your steps. Either way, it's gone and you're free. I am free. Take another deep breath. And we take the next step of review and release. This is our sixth step. The step where we assimilate that freedom, feeling it from the tips of our toes to the top of our heads. This is where we experience our freedom from the year and all of its experiences that have delighted us and hammered us and tossed us around And here we are back on our feet. And we are new. We are stronger. We are grateful. Now we take the final step, the step of completion. And this is where we turn our basket over to that light. Just lift your arms in your mind and just turn it over. See that basket filled with 2021 just floating away into that light until you see it no more. And whenever we do release work, it opens us up to those new possibilities that support the highest good for our souls. So we just take a moment and let this light fill every cell of our bodies and surround us, moving in and through our physical body, our emotional body, our mental body. We are aligned with our new possibilities in 2022. We are aligned with the new people who are to come into our lives, and we can see them more clearly now because we've done this work. Our new opportunities to grow, to learn, to change the things we want to change, to love in new and whole ways, to be of service, to others in new and beautiful ways. Take a deep breath and feel the light within you. This light, this energy is support for your new year. It's there, it's been planted. You take it with you as you see the stairs dissipating. You feel your feet on the ground. Your body in your chair. And your home space all around you. Take another deep breath and let yourself feel the weight of your body in your chair. And another deep breath and wiggle your fingers and toes. Feel yourself in your body again. And you have very much blessed your new year by doing this work. And not just during our meditation time, but the journaling that you've been doing in between. It's kind of like going to the auto shop and getting your brakes replaced before it's too late, right? Get your brakes replaced, and then when you're going down that hill in the new year, you go, oh, I was prepared for this. I could slow down and make that stop. Jane Elizabeth calls it making the crooked road straight, right? We get lots of spiritual support for that, but we also do our part in preparing ourselves and being willing to let go of what we need to let go of and see things in a different way so that when we go into our new year, we have different eyes than we would have otherwise. And that is very, very, very true. That is very, very true. We have new eyes for the new year. And speaking of the new year, I'm going to be starting a weekly meditation on Monday mornings at 9 a.m. Central. I will be emailing the link for that. So if you'd like to, actually, I have something I can put in the chat here. Okay, here we go. If you want to be on the email list, you can go to my website, centerfordynamichealing.com, and sign up for the email list, or you can email me at chicagobrainspotting@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to put you on the list. But that will come in email, and we will start on January 3rd, Monday, January 3rd at 9 a.m. for just a half an hour of meditation in the morning. I will be theoretically live streaming it to YouTube, so if you don't catch it at 9 a.m. on 9 a.m. Central, you can go to YouTube and catch it there. It's free, so you can be live or on the recording, either way, anytime. So, well, not anytime live, just at the time that it's scheduled. Anyway, have a wonderful Christmas celebration. Take this light with you that you are now resonating with and throughout your mind body system to your celebrations, whether you are just having Christmas warmth in your heart on your own on Christmas Day, which is a beautiful thing. That's very much of a blessing for humanity if you do that, as well as taking it to any gathering you'll be part of. That light will just touch people, and you won't even have to think about it. It will very much touch people. So have a wonderful holiday celebration, whether it's Hanukkah or Christmas or Kwanzaa or any of the other ones that are out there. And New Year celebration, same goes for that with your light that you're bringing to those gatherings. It will bless everyone. Be safe, have fun, and I will see you around the corner in the new year. Thank you for being here tonight and sharing your love and light with everybody. I appreciate it. Bye-bye for now.